This is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardinis, to use this as an educational material. So, good day everyone, and for group 4, our topic is all about global media cultures. And my topic for this is what is the role of media in globalization? Now, the objectives for this topic is we must know the role of media in globalization and know the importance of media in globalization. Now, let's start. So, the role of media in globalization. So, the media industry is in many ways perfect for globalization or the spread of global trade without regards for traditional political borders. So, as mentioned above, it allows for people's fast and constant exchange of information without borders or any hassles to begin with. So, which ultimately leads to the fusion of cultural and political views. Now, the interconnectivity of people through social media contributes to our globalization of the economy due to international corporations and social media marketing. Now, without technological changes, the globalization of production and markets could take place of a slower rate today because uh, media or the technological advancement today increases the movement or the faster communication through social media marketing. Companies would struggle to expand their business to the international markets without the help of social media. Now we know the use of social media can use like example marketing. They can market on social media and people from all around the world can see your product. So that is why e-commerce and other technology that boosts businesses. And the next one is the importance of media in globalization. So, media is a powerful force in shaping and driving globalization by facilitating the exchange of information, culture, and ideas across the globe. So, the media plays a key role in enhancing globalization and it facilitates cultural exchange and multiple flows of information and images between countries through the international news, broadcasts, televisions, programming, and new technologies, film and music, even more. And media have through cultures together and helps economies grow by creating more jobs and opportunities and increase political awareness. And it has created an environment where everyone is able to speak freely and information can be shared across borders instantaneously or internationally. So uh, I can say that the world has become a better place with the advance of technology because it makes our life easier and media influences our perception of foreign cultures and makes it accessible, which is why it has become such a powerful tool for today's globalization era. That's all for today. Thank you.
So, the history and stages of the global media and culture. So, media has played a significant role in shaping cultural norms, values, and identities on a global scale. So, the first era was pre-industrial era. So, in this era, communications were primarily oral with storytelling, songs, and folklore being the main means of sharing knowledge and culture. Written records were limited and usually accessible only to a small elite, and the books were handwritten, making them rare and costly. Communication networks relied on messengers and town criers to spread news and information, often in communal gathering spaces. Basically, this era, um, it was all traditional or more manual since they were not using anything but their physical. Most of the media was physical and oral. So the industrial age, 17th century to the 1930s, During this era, there was a significant expansion of print media, fostering cultural standardization and the spread of ideas. Urbanization created new public spaces for cultural engagement, while advancements in visual technology led to the emergence of a visual culture. Advertising played a growing role in shaping consumer preferences, and early experiment in broadcasting started to take shape. So basically, this was the start of the going to the new era where the news are already printed and it was not oral, but most of the media are now evolved from the old one. So that was the early stages of the media and culture, and I am Lloyd Hesent Maganoy.
Oh, good day, sir. I am Salaxel Monares. So, next to industrial age is the electronic age. So, electronic media underwent significant transformations. Radio and television became pervasive mediums, shaping popular culture. Cable TV expanded, offering diverse programming. Satellite technology facilitated global communication. VCRs revolutionized home entertainment. Personal computers emerged, hinting at the digital revolution. Print media adapted with visual elements. Government regulations were introduced for electronic media oversight. So this era is the beginning of the evolve of the technology. So this era begins the television and other high technologies. So the last one is the information age. So late 20th century to present. In the information age, media went digital, connecting the world through the internet and social media. Digital formats replaced analog, offering convenience and quality. Mobile devices enabled access to media anytime, anywhere. Convergence integrated platforms, while data analytics personalized content. Challenges like privacy and misinformation arose, but the age also spurred creativity and global collaboration. So this era is the present, the late 20th century to present. So this era in this era are the high technology era. So that's all. Thank you.
How various media drive various forms of global integration. So, different types of media play vital roles in promoting global integration by facilitating communication, information sharing, cultural exchange, and economic interactions across borders. So, first is internet and social media. So, the internet and social media platforms connect people worldwide, enabling instant communication, collaboration, and sharing of ideas, news, and cultural content. So, second is television and film. So, television programs, movies, and streaming services significantly influence cultural norms, values, and perceptions globally. So, fostering cultural exchange and empathy. So next is third one is news media. So news outlets, tradition and digital inform the global population about current events, political developments, and economic trends, shaping public opinion and fostering interconnectedness. So next is print media. So newspapers, magazine, and books serves as a vital source of information and cultural representation. So, enriching global discourse and promoting cross cultural understanding. So next is music and entertainment. So, music, entertainment, and performing arts transcend cultural barriers, serving as universal forms of expression and communication, contributing to cultural diffusion and shared identities. So next is advertising and marketing. So advertising campaigns leverage media channels to promote products and services globally. So capitalizing on cultural diversity and consumer preferences to drive market integration. Next is digital platforms and e-commerce. So digital platforms and e-commerce facilitate cross-border trade and economic integration, streaming streamlining international transactions and promoting economic interconnectedness. So, overall, media channels serves as powerful drivers of global integration by fostering communication, cultural exchange, economic interactions, and interconnectedness among individuals, communities, and nations worldwide.
Good day, sir. I am Engineering Cadet Buenafe Marco, and my topic is to explain the dynamic between local and global cultural production. So the objective is to know the dynamics of local and global culture. My topic is to explain the dynamic between local and global cultural production. So one of the characteristics of culture is being dynamic. Globalization changed the patterns of cultural diffusion and sharing that caused to produce localization and hybridization. So these processes make culture becomes more global with local flavors. So today's local and global cultural productions are in decline. That's a new dynamic, globally due to rising fragmentation and locally as a result of the search of what originally was supposed to be there. So neglecting the culture is not static but dynamic, as it is the product of the necessities and discoveries. So I have some three key aspects here: the cultural differentialism, cultural hybridization, and cultural convergence. So let's first tackle the cultural differentialism. So, what is cultural differentialism? So, this emphasizes the fact that cultures are essentially different and are only superficially affected by the global flows. The interactions of culture is deemed to contain the potential for catastrophic collisions. The second one is cultural hybridization. So, this approaches emphasizes that integration of local and global cultures. Globalization is considered to be creative process, which gives rise to hybrid entities that are not reducible to either the global or the local. Last but not the least is the cultural convergence. So approaches stresses homogeneity introduced by globalization. Culture are radically altered by strong flows, while cultural imperialism happens when one culture imposes itself on and tends to destroy at least parts of another culture. So that's all. Thank you.
Greetings of peace and joy, everyone. This is Riel Flores, and I will be discussing all about the pros of media globalization. Let me start with how media is like a society. For a media, like society has become greatly diverse, therefore offering a variety of choice to individuals worldwide than ever before. Because of the rise of communication, technologies would culminate in the creation of a global village, one capable of enhancing initial understanding between people and forging new communication. Moving to another pros of media globalization is that how these new technologies have permitted a reduction in cost of communications, computerized technology, the internet and satellite televisions have all contributed to the reduction of cost, encouraging homemade productions. Therefore, with the help of media globalization, this allows people to learn about the products that are only found or manufactured in other countries and have access to these items. To put this in context, here are some ways in which of media affects cultural globalizations. Information dissemination, the media, including television, radio, newspapers, and the internet, facilitates the rapid dissemination of information and news from one part of the world to another. All in all, dissemination of information through media for globalization that makes the borderless communication easily with great impact of globalization. That's all for my topic, and thank you.
So, good day everyone. I'm Injin Kadit Kaneda. So, I am here to explain it's all about what is the role of the media in globalization. So, first, mass communication plays an important role in disseminating information about current events happening locally, nationally, and internationally, and propagating new ideas. So it is also help in reshaping existing ideas and those shaping public opinion and their perception of the world. It is social and political issues. So media is a very strong mode of communication. It is it it helps in spreading knowledge, false beliefs, and after incorrect or outdated information and helps in forming public opinion, which has the power to change world policies. So, to my mind, media art or literature in our country today must be help people to reform their thoughts by giving a rational outlook and help the population to develop a questioning mindset. So today, media has become a very important part of our life, and we totally depend on the media for all the daily news and views. So it is the tool for the transfer of information, concept, and ideas to the audience, the readers, listener, or viewers. That's all.
My topic is there a globalization without a media? So let's start with objectives. Objective is explore the historical example of globalization before an advent of the modern media technology. Next is understand the concept of globalization and its key components. So let's start. Globalization without a media, it's difficult to imagine in this modern world. Media in its various forms act as a catalyst for globalization by facilitating communication, disseminating information, and shaping global perspectives. While it is theoretically possible for some aspect of globalization to occur without media, the extent and pace of interconnectedness should be significantly limited without the widespread dissemination of information and ideas through medias and channels. Media in its various forms such as television, radio, newspapers, and digital platforms serve as a primary conduit for the exchange of information, idea, culture across the borders. It is facilitates communication between individuals, businesses, and governments, globally shaping perception, values, and behaviors. So, globalization began in ancient times when people and communities first started exchanging goods and sharing knowledge and cultural practices during the Hellenistic age 323 to 100 BCE. The Greeks established broad trades and commercial and connection. So it is very possible to have a globalization without a media, because the globalization started without a media, but in this modern era it is hard to imagine globalization without a media.
Is media globalization a form of cultural imperialism? But first, let me explain to you of what is media globalization. Media globalization refers to the interconnectedness and integration of media systems, technologies, and content across national borders. It involves the exchange and dissemination of information, ideas, and cultural products on a global scale, facilitated by advancements in communication technologies and the expansion of multinational media corporations. An example of media globalization is the widespread availability and consumption of popular American television shows. The shows are not only broadcasted internationally but are also streamed online, allowing audiences from different cultures to access and engage with the content. So next is what is cultural imperialism. So cultural imperialism refers to the domination or influence of one culture over another, often through the exportation of cultural products, values, and norms by more powerful nations or groups. It can manifest in various forms, including media, language, religion, and economic systems, and may lead to the erosion of suppression of indigenous cultures. An example of cultural imperialism is the spread of fast food chains such as McDonald's or KFC into countries around the world. These restaurants not only offer American-style cuisine, but also promote American cultural values and lifestyle. As they expand globally, they often overshadow local businesses and traditional culinary practices, contributing to the homogenization of diets and cultural preferences. This process can be seen as an imposition of American culture norms and consumption patterns onto other societies, thus illustrating cultural imperialism. Now, to answer the question, is media globalization a form of cultural imperialism? So yes, media globalization can be considered a form of cultural imperialism. One example is the dominance of Western music genres such as pop, hip-hop, and rock on Philippine radio stations and streaming platforms. This widespread exposure to Western music can sometimes overshadow local music traditions and diminish the promotion of Filipino artists, leading to a cultural imbalance where Western cultural influences are prioritized over indigenous ones.